Well, hello again, all you fans out there of Gary Goes, and I hope you're hungry for another little travel adventure, because of course we're in Budapest. Where else with that awful pun? And I'm standing here right in front of the amazing Gothic Hungarian Parliament building, which apparently is modelled on the British Parliament building. It looks nothing like it, but hey ho, that's apparently what it said online. And yeah, I am down by the banks of the Danube. If I spin around, you will see there is the great river itself. Last seen by myself anyway, I think Bratislava, exactly this time last year when I was in Vienna and Bratislava. And Budapest definitely makes more of the river, I would say, than either of those two cities, which is fantastic because it's lovely having a little walk down here, even though it is a little bit grey and a little bit drizzly this morning. A shame, because when I arrived yesterday it was stunningly warm. Sat outside a little pub, the ruin bars, which I'll show you a little bit of, and yeah, in my little balcony, which is, it's not Airbnb, it was booked through booking.com, but it's the same arrangement, like a studio apartment, just outside the city centre. So yeah, I'm here for 3 days. So today is all about exploring the Pest side of the river, and then there is Buda over there. Again, another little spin around, and you'll see the chain bridge, I think, coming up. Oh, I don't even know if you can see that, but anyway, it's behind me, honest. I'm sure you'll see it again on the videos. I think it's there. And yeah, the kind of hillier Buda side. But yeah, I'm gonna have a little wander around. It's very, very quiet. It is Sunday morning here, about 10 AM. I've just had a nice little cruffin, chocolate cruffin at an amazing croissant place. Sorry, didn't film it. It would have been a bit rude. But yeah, I'm all set for the day. Feeling good for probably a 10-mile yomp. But anyway, we're going to have a little wander around. We're going to check out Margaret Island, which is in the middle of the Danube. It should be a nice place for a little Sunday morning stroll. And yeah, see some of the sights. So come along with me, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I'm hoping I will as well. But yeah, just before I bring you up to date with my Sunday antics, probably one of the main reasons why I look about 106 in that previous intro is a fairly late night out in Budapest. So yeah, I arrived about tea time, found my apartment, checked in, obviously sorted myself out, grabbed some food, and then headed down to the river for a little wander. So it was really nice, warm Saturday evening, and yeah, a little wander down here by the river was really, really nice. And looking over to the main city with Buda Castle there, some of the trams going over the bridges. And yeah, I like these River Cruise boats. I don't know if anyone's ever been on any of them. Definitely a retirement plan for me, perhaps to revisit Vienna and Budapest and stuff in my later years. But yeah, this was really cool. So I wanted to find these ruined bars, and I thought, you know, Saturday night's gonna be the best night to do it. So yeah, that was coming up in a minute, but I didn't expect this sort of street food alley place, which was really, really cool. Kind of a little bit annoyed that I'd already eaten. And I'm not sure if it was just a weekend thing or it's on in the week, but yeah, this place was rammed, and there's so many cool options. I really like the Langos burgers. They look really interesting. But yeah, this was really, really cool. Absolutely a place that I need to check out if and when I come back to Budapest, that's for sure. And then the ruined bars themselves. So hopefully my channel isn't popular enough to get copyright struck, but I'll talk over the music anyway. But oh yeah, this place was fantastic. I'd heard that it was definitely somewhere to check out, and as I say, I'm glad I was there on a Saturday night. Really, really cool. What surprised me there was a nice mixture of age groups and stuff. It didn't feel, although it looked obviously super cool, and it was, didn't feel like exclusive, or you know, didn't feel out of place. Bearing in mind I am ancient, as I've noticed whilst recording this video. But yeah, it was really smart, and there's loads of different bars there, all kind of had a different vibe. Yeah, it was just amazing. What a place. Definitely need to come back here and of course posing with a Pilsner in the middle of the ruined bars. So yeah, absolute must do in Budapest. As is, of course, the Hungarian Parliament building, which you've seen the other side of. Now this is kind of the front, not the bit facing the river, but yeah, you're now bang up to date with the intro. We are now in Sunday morning, which was surprisingly quiet. Things did get busier later in the day, but God, all morning was absolutely dead, pretty much everywhere I went. So yeah, the Hungarians obviously like a lion, or the tourists at least. And then the Margaret Bridge. Pay heed to that name, Margaret, because it'll come back a little later on. But yes, and that's Margaret Island, so right in the middle of the Danube. It's really cool. A little wander down there. This fountain was amazing, in tune with the music, and yeah, it's just a nice place, like basically a big park on an island, with some coffee shops and restaurants and stuff and bars. All pretty cool. And then partly because I'm a massive geek and partly because it's just easy to get around, but had to check out the Budapest Metro, which is the second oldest in the world after, of course, the London Underground, or the Metropolitan Railway, if you want to be proper, historical, geeky about this. But yeah, so there's a few lines. This is the line one, like the original from 1898, I want to say. I'm saying that without checking it, but definitely like late 19th century it was built. The other lines are more modern, but this is the original. And then the really impressive St. Stephens Basilica, which apparently is the most photographed landmark in Budapest. But it's definitely top three. There's the Parliament building, there's this basilica, and then there's Buda Castle. I'd say those are the three main sort of old sites to go and view. And yeah, I did go inside. It was about, I can't remember the forints, but more or less 9 or 10 quid to get in to look in the church hall and then go up to the viewing platform. So yeah, it was worth it. Really impressive building, as you'll see inside in a minute. So not normally one for churches, I have to say, but it was very impressive with all this artwork. And yeah, there's kind of going up to the dome with all of these paintings, frescoes around. Really quite impressive, which is surprising. I mean, normally you see these kind of buildings, this kind of design, and you think they're quite old. This was only finished in 1905, so relatively recent. But yeah, this is cool. This is, you go up to the viewing platform. This is the inside of the dome. So that there is what we've just seen, the dome. And then obviously there's the kind of outer dome there as well. And yeah, the view from the platform. So this is obviously the highlight. I'll be quiet, basically. And time for something a bit grisly. This is the mummified hand of Saint Stephen, who the basilica is named after and is the patron saint of Hungary. So there you go. That was something to check out for sure. Oh, and just a little random shot of a random main road in Budapest. Just gives you a flavour of how it feels, I guess. Okay, so the following morning, bright blue skies, bit chilly. Perfect weather for checking out the Széchenyi, I think. I probably butchered that pronunciation, but Széchenyi baths. So yeah, outdoor thermal baths are a big thing in Hungary. Certainly around Budapest, there's lots of underground heated water, for want of a better term. And yeah, this is a big thing there. So the Széchenyi baths, I think there's a couple of the main ones. There's this one, and then there's the Gellert baths, which is over the river in Buda. But this was phenomenal. Definitely the highlight, I would say, of the trip. Really cool experience. Not cheap. It's about 20 odd quid, plus I had to pay £9 for some really basic flip-flops because I forgot to bring mine. But Yeah, absolutely a must do. You come to Budapest, it's sort of, yeah, 15 minutes out of the city centre by bus, but yeah, amazing, amazing time. And then also around that area, there's this Victory Square. So yeah, this kind of park area north of the city centre, lots and lots of different activities and a lake and restaurants, things like that. And then there's this, which I suppose is the main kind of ceremonial square in Budapest. Lots of statues of the Magyar tribes, which apparently came from sort of eastern Siberia around 1000 AD. And that was where sort of modern Hungary, or not modern Hungary, but historical Hungary and Budapest came from, and why the language is so different to most European languages. So that was interesting. And then this was the central market hall. So again, this was absolutely on my list. Love checking out a local market. The one in Riga in particular was fantastic. And this was decent. I mean, I would say more about the building. The stalls were cool. There's kind of a nice mixture of local stuff and tourists. So you can buy your meat, your fruit and veg, all of that stuff. But then upstairs was more like souvenirs and food vendors, like street food vendors and things like that. It was overpriced, I'm going to say that, and I kind of read that online, but I wanted to check it out anyway. If I went back, definitely wouldn't really buy food from here. It was decent enough, as you'll see in a minute, but probably like, if not double, then almost double what you would kind of pay somewhere off the beaten track a little bit. But it was a cool place, cool thing to experience, and yeah, definitely recommend at least having a walk around this market for sure. And of course, lots and lots of paprika everywhere, in jars, dried, obviously in all the food. Massive thing in Hungary, in all their cooking. Basically sour cream and paprika. If you don't like those two things, well, add in maybe meat into the mix and cabbage, and that's kind of the diet. And this was all of those things. So the Hungarian sausage was really nice, as was that kind of sour spiced cabbage, mustard. As I say, I paid about £14 with the water, so yeah, it was definitely overpriced. And then time to take a little trip over the river to Buda. And this is the magnificent Buda Castle. So really, really pretty. Amazing, like you can just walk around, not so much the inside. There's a couple of museums and art gallery and things, but certainly around all the grounds, the courtyard, all of that, you can just walk around. There's no entrance fee or anything. So it was great. You can walk on the kind of castle walls, and probably the best views out over the Pest side. There's the chain bridge, and as I said, the top 3 sites, Buda Castle is absolutely one of those. The interesting thing, Buda Castle is obviously a bit earlier, because most of, particularly the Pest side, most of the buildings, most of the kind of architecture and feel is all very much that kind of Austro-Hungarian empire. So it's mostly sort of 1850 to 1918 after the First World War. So it's interesting because a lot of the city has that kind of feel about it, which is interesting. And as I say, Buda Castle is obviously a bit earlier than that, but it's amazing fountain, really, really cool. And then I love a good funicular railway, and this is the Buda Castle funicular, which provides some amazing views going back down to the riverside. Going to moan about price again a little bit, because I did find this odd in Budapest. Some things were really cheap and really reasonable, like beer, like stuff in the supermarkets, and other stuff, I guess the more touristy bits, were overpriced, and this was definitely overpriced. Couple of minute trip, and it was between £9 and £10 I think it cost, which is insane price really. Like, it shouldn't really be any more than a fiver, but I guess they know that, you know, the tourists are going to do it. It's one of, again, the must do kind of things, and people will pay, and they were queuing, so, and I paid it, so I can't complain. But anyway, yeah, it was decent. It was a lot of fun. Well, this is a bit of a shame. I've taken the bus to this chairlift up to these mountains, or high hills I guess, just outside the city, and although they're open in October, they are currently closed for maintenance, so they're not open today, so that's annoying. Never mind. I've had a little bus ride out into the sticks a little bit, out into this kind of national park. So I'm gonna have a little wander up the hill. I mean, the buses go back every 15-20 minutes, so it's no big deal. And like I say, I've had a little drive out. So yeah, I'm gonna wander up this hill and see if there's some good views. But it's a shame, because the chairlift would have been cool. I'm trying to see where it goes from. I guess that's it there. I don't know if you can quite see the top of that big hill behind those trees, but I'm guessing it kind of goes up there somewhere. But anyway, that's a bit of a shame, but still, we'll have a little wander for 10 or 15 minutes or so and see what we can see. But never mind, it's a bit of a bust. Yeah, well, I just started walking up that hill, and then I saw this little side road where I guess there's this step path all the way up, although looking right to the top there, again, not sure if you can see, but that looks a pretty long way. So definitely not going to walk the whole thing, but I'll have a little wander up, see if I can see anything. But yeah, it looks like they're the chairlifts there. Nobody's working on them at the moment. Never mind. Nice to be out in a little bit of semi-nature. So yeah, I'll have a little wander around that corner and see if there's a view. Well, that's where I would have got to, but not today. Had a little scramble up and down a hill instead, so all good fun. But it's beautiful up here, particularly this time of year. Definitely have to make the chairlift, when it's working again, a destination next time I come for sure. I bet the views up there are amazing. And yeah, anyway, back into the city centre, and I decided to treat myself on the final evening to a little romantic sunset river cruise for one. And actually, talking about money again, this was a real bargain, I have to say. This was £8.50 or something. I booked it online, and you got a free drink as well. So that can't be bad. And it was like a 70-minute little cruise, and it was really nice. Again, definitely something that you should do. I've had to mute this. I'll play some copyright-free music, because it was basically playing music all the way along the river. And yeah, it was a really nice little trip. So it's the last morning of my trip, just off for a traditional foreign McDonald's breakfast before heading back on the bus to the airport. So time for a really quick little room review. This is the new Danube apartment in the 8th district of Budapest, so pretty close to the main city centre, but there is sort of trams about 5 minutes away, and a metro station just a little bit further. So pretty good transport links. I see it's a studio apartment. You've got your little kitchen area there, little espresso machine, which was appreciated. And yeah, all the sort of plates and things if you wanted to cook here. Pretty small, it's just a studio apartment. That's the main entrance there. Your little bathroom, wet room thing, shower. Hello, there is me. And yeah, a little bit of storage in here. One of those awful little iron things which are basically pointless. Yeah, the bed was okay. One of my little bugbears when traveling, particularly around Europe lately, for some reason they seem to be giving you these. I mean, that is 2 singles. No, that isn't a double bedspread. Like, why would you do that? It's a double bed. Why would you give you 2 singles? But anyway, just a little annoyance. So I didn't sleep fantastically, but it wasn't too bad. Little TV there. I think that is a sofa bed if you need an extra one. A little balcony, which is cool. Let me just get out of here. Yeah, the neighbour has some bones there in that thing, which is a little bit creepy, but hey ho. Nice buildings that way. Less nice buildings that way. But yeah, on the first night when I got here and it was sunny and warm, it was lovely to sit out there. Pretty modern little apartment block. And yeah, so that is the new Danube apartment. So I am off to Italy now. So if you haven't already, then check out that video. Just got 6 hours in Bergamo, so looking forward to that. And yeah, that's me in Budapest. Catch you all later. Bye bye.